and gentlemen, we're live.
Yeah.
Ooh, what is
Welcome back.
up?
This is
here.
episode 13 of the Producer's Lounge, brought to you by Always 400,
Always 400.
a production company based out of Denver, Colorado.
Let's go.
And we are your hosts. My name's Caleb. This is Dave, and this is Austin. And we are 3/4 of the 400 crew.
Mm-hmm.
You'll meet the fourth member, maybe,
Yeah.
eventually, the fourth owner.
He lives in the shadows.
So this is a podcast about music production, and not only music production. I would say this dives down deep into the crevasses of compressor ratios and glue mix techniques.
Definitely.
Not your everyday
No, but
production podcast.
soon to be your everyday. We plan to be a household motherfucking
Daily
name.
show.
Mm-hmm. It's going to happen.
Listen, it's going to be every hour on the hour. We're going to bring you an update of the best and brightest plugin designers
Oh, yeah.
you can imagine.
Best new plugins, best bass techniques,
Yeah.
kick synthesis. We got it all. We know it all. We literally know everything.
Hit us with those free plugins. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it started.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
would love to be sponsored by anyone.
Endless Smile would be a fun one.
Yeah, the boys at Data
Yeah.
Life. Shout out Data Life. Great homies. I mean, we're tight as fuck, so you know, they're cool
Yeah.
as hell. So.
Yeah. What was the other one they made? Was it Camel Crusher or Camel
No,
Fat?
sausage fattener.
Sausage Fat.
Yeah, that's the
fun one.
OG. The OG saturator
Yeah.
limiter clipper thing.
It was one of the first ones I ever saw that was like a silly kind of plugin
Yeah,
too.
right.
Had
yeah,
like a fun
yeah.
little design on it, you know.
Yeah, it was the thing.
appreciate
dude.
that.
That was
Yeah, it would
the
destroy things.
that was the bee's knees right there.
That's all it did.
That's basically what
Yeah,
got
I
me in
need
love
that.
with saturators. Was that plugin? Because I was like, oh shit, you put that on a square wave, and that's how you get bass nectar basses. And I was
Pretty
like,
much,
oh
yeah.
shit, holy crap, and that changed my life
Yep.
forever.
Mm.
So
Bass nectar.
There's a
know.
spider on your on your chords there.
Oh, it's huge.
No,
oh
it's a
my
little-
god.
Little cute jumper.
I wish you guys could see this massive spider.
You can't
It's
even-
going for Dave.
You
Oh,
can
God.
with our high quality screen.
Yeah.
Definitely doesn't blend into the wood.
So
Oh, you
actually,
jumped.
Yeah. Dipped?
something I was thinking about the past couple days
Yes, sir.
is something that Caleb actually brought to my attention. Lately, and probably for a while now, I've been adding so much sub to my kicks, either like boosting it with an EQ or a little trick if people don't know. There's a corpus setting called Kick Tight that kind of just tightens up your kick and fattens it up a little bit, and you can tune it, which is pretty cool. It's like a cheap version of drum bus. But yeah, we were vaguely talking about it the other day, and I wanted to ask you guys, like, how much sub is the right amount of sub for your kick? And of course, it's like basis to basis in your mix, but like, do you guys have like a general guideline you go off of, or you just do it to ear?
The amount of sub in the kick.
Or
Yeah.
just low end in
Um,
general, like how much boom, how much junk in the trunk?
Yeah, it's less than you think. I can tell you that much basically
Sub
every time.
funky baby.
Oh,
Big
funky
Steve
boo boos
too.
in the house.
I like your
Bass
name.
nectar is a smelly loser. Fucking right. Fucking.
Oh, you heard our bass nectar
He
segment?
broke he broke many hearts.
He did, dude. He broke mine.
He broke many hearts.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Dick.
How would you go about even answering this question? I'm trying
Well,
to figure out.
There's a couple things that I think about
Okay.
I
that
can
have,
also give you
that have-
context, which is why I
Sure.
brought it up.
that have helped me. Yeah, and I mean I could react to that context because I mean I walked in the other day when you had your kick.
It
and
was
I was
exactly that context. Yeah.
Like,
You're like, what
yeah.
is that EQ?
Oh yeah,
Austin,
you're
what are you
directly
doing?
related to the situation.
Yeah,
you talk about it.
yeah. I've struggled with this.
Cool.
Not
Hello.
me.
My name is
My
Caleb,
kicks are always perfect.
and I'm a subaholic.
Dude, same.
Um,
Hi, Caleb.
Thank you. So I used to always struggle with too much bottom end in my kicks because I wanted to feel them.
Mm-hmm.
And I've gotten better about like length So there's like less bottom end hanging out. Like you could still have a short kick, but it can still have too much bottom end.
Totally.
The way I think about it in kick 2, when I'm designing a kick, is I'm able to just like not let it go down that far in pitch. So I can keep it from doing it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're choosing just like random samples, it's good basically to sit there once you have like your kick that you like and it's good, and you're like, don't worry about it at first, obviously, but once you get down to the point where you're like, all right, I want my bottom end to sound good now, then solo your kick and your sub and just have them re-sampling or through an oscilloscope,
Right.
right, and sit there and stare at them while they're going through the sidechain and see if you can match them perfectly so they just become one unit. And you'll notice quickly if your kick drum has too much sub, you're going to have a hard time sidechaining it because you want your sidechain fast. But when it is fast, that subbiness of the kick at the end starts phasing with your bass that's coming in now. So you'll get like your kick and then this little rise in sample amplitude, basically, and then it'll come back down. And there are ways, if you're working with a really slow kick, there are ways to just make your sidechain super pumpy. So therefore it gets all the way out of the way and lets the tail of the kick and the beginning of your sidechained bass come together nicely. But for most like quick bass tracks and like hip hop tracks and stuff like that, you don't really need sub in your kick because the kick just goes, it just goes in and out real quick, and it just says hi.
Not like a ton.
No, yeah, it's not a techno kick. You know, it doesn't have to have a rumble on it because your bass carries all of that bottom end, and it's easier to get a better sidechain with less sub in there because you'll be able to just get the sidechain to be real quick in and out, and you won't notice any kind of crazy peak in the sample amplitude. Because there's
bow
like
tying or anything weird like that.
Because there's no sub coming out of the kick. Like it dies off before the bass even comes in. So having to worry about phasing them together is a lot easier because the kick just kind of exists and then your sub comes in. Like there is no real worry if it's high pitched or doesn't have as much sub in. It is kind of hard to explain in just word form. If we get
You did a good job, though.
We could do some examples
For
but
sure.
It's basically less than you think most of the time, because if you're looking at your kick and it is flopping down the frequency spectrum, like if you're looking at it on an analyzer and it shoots all the way down to like 30 and then falls off, you're probably has too much kick or probably has too much sub.
Yeah.
Like you kind of want it to peak out at 90 or whatever and then start falling off. Like you don't want it to peak out at like 40. Like that's just too loud. You want most of the amplitude at 90 and then it falls off towards 30. Kind of thing.
So ideally, that's the way if you want it to mesh with your sub, right?
Yes, and the whole track, because if it
And the whole
meshes
track.
with the bottom end, then it's going to mesh with everything else because it's so fast. Like it doesn't really, like obviously this is track to track, but after you get that part figured out, then you can start EQing like the mids of the kick to make it fit with your high end, or change the tone or whatever. You mainly just got to get the bottom end stationary and mixed well with the bottom end of the track, and then you can saturate the top end of the kick. You can do whatever else you want to make it fit. Just long as
I
it's-
gotcha.
Right.
I would go about it this way. I like to get my kick and bass feeling like they're trading nicely. Like just listening to them with the sidechain on and just try and feel like, is it feeling like it's doing kind of a similar amount of pressure? And I would say like just bring it up to an exact level and then blah, blah, blah. But
Sure. Yeah.
Like
No,
I end up being like, well, no, this one needs to come down.
Mhm.
It's like hitting it's hitting a little bit too much against whatever limiter I have in this chain or whatever. And it's been like recently for me, it's been a balance of how it hits the limiter at the very end. Like what kind of color it's giving me and that sort of thing. Trying to avoid color as much as I can out of my limiter, like my master limiter, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I just want it to smash but sound clean still. So
yeah.
I just sit there and fiddle with it against the limiter and just see when it crackles and when it doesn't crackle. And then a lot of times it's like, well, I got to pull out like this area of the frequencies in this kick. And I think a lot of the time that's the thing, is you just got to sit there and kind of be like, okay, this area is not serving me very much. Let me pull it down by a couple dBs and let me push up and down on the sub node on the kick and just sit there and fiddle with it until you're like, okay, that seems like it's like thumping good, you know?
Yeah.
Which you kind of need. I mean, you need to have like a fairly accurate listening position.
Oh yeah.
So one thing you could do is like go headphones.
That's a good move. Yeah. Eliminate the walls.
Yeah, sometimes it's kind of nice to when I'm mixing, throwing on headphones for a little bit. It's like, oh, there's all these things here that are like so much louder than I thought they were.
Yeah. Right.
You know, and you can
Yeah.
kind of narrow it down a lot. My high end ends up being way too harsh every time I turn my headphones on. And then there's got to be a balance, though, between the speakers and my headphones, because I think it just generally does sound kind of harsh in the high ends if it's loud.
These have a huge roll off at like 7K.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's crazy. So
Weird.
like the at least I'm pretty sure, or it's backwards.
Or at least like in SonarWorks, the default one
What?
shows that.
What just happened?
Mini sonar
I
works.
have no idea. Everything closed.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
fun.
that was weird.
That's right, folks. We're still live. Don't
And the
you
mixer's
worry.
still good.
But yeah, they do some weird stuff to the highs. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it rolls off. Look at that. E Danger M. Real men have red mouses. It's pink.
It's pink.
Yes, you were.
Yeah,
correct.
we're
We're not
all
real men,
ladies.
apparently.
We're all ladies.
Pink with the blue.
Yeah.
Although we really need to get a green mouse
Yeah, we
pad.
do need
Yeah.
a
That
green
would
mouse pad.
help thoroughly, and probably a green mouse.
A green
So-
mouse would be fun.
So all I got to do is I'm just hovering. The whole
yeah, and everyone's
time.
like, what is he doing?
Welcome, guys.
constantly?
We will
Yeah, but what's up, dude?
totally answer any questions. If you guys have any specific
True.
Yeah.
audio production related questions, we will answer them.
Doesn't
And in
matter.
the meantime, we'll just blab about audio production, because
Yeah.
that's what we're doing here.
Just blabbing about
That's-
kicks.
That's the program.
Will you pull up Ableton again real fast?
Yes, of course.
So the reason Caleb happened to like bring this to my attention, there's 4 presets in the EQ made specifically for kicks, and I discovered them like a month ago.
Okay.
And I've always like,
There's
saw one-
EQs made for kicks.
yeah, just type in kick EQ, and there's 4 presets from Ableton for it. Do they not have an 11? No, I'm sure they do.
I think it was just because I
There
was
we go. Yeah.
in instruments. I didn't click Control F. These
Oh, yeah.
guys.
Yep. And you could pick all of them or just
Hey.
one, doesn't really matter. But yeah, so I've been basing my EQs like off of these or just like literally using them.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I was always so confused because they just fucking
Pull up a
blast
couple
that.
other ones.
Yeah, pull up yeah. So you can get number 2's my favorite because look at that. It's just like,
Yeah, that's so much.
right? And I always thought that was insane.
I feel
because,
like this would be okay if you had like a vinyl kick that was like sampled from an old 50s Motown record. Like
Yeah.
that going into a clipper or a limiter, then you'll get the actual knock that you would want. Otherwise, I mean, and this is also relatively okay if you're clipping it, because then you're gonna.
Man, it's just so kick dependent. Like,
yeah,
it's
it is
so
kick
it's
dependent.
it's a bad way to go. To just
I mean,
use
it's
these.
fun to look at and be like, okay, stuff is happening here, stuff is happening here, stuff is happening here. That is kind of where I'm focusing on a kick, anyways.
Totally.
So that's good. Like these are all 3 major points. Although I would do something like.
Oh yeah.
something
Lately, you've just been
probably
cutting 'em.
something like that.
Yeah, that's more of a good kicky
I
cue
just-
right
yeah,
there.
that'd be a
Nice
kicky
little
cue.
thumper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cracking up a bunch of producers on the internet right now.
Yeah. See, boom.
See, I think
Perfect.
that sounds
Actually
sick.
sounds nice.
No, it's way too.
Okay, so what if we talked about you don't want your kick to go that low? What if we had what if your verse section had this huge thumpy kick with a bunch of low ends, so it was almost an 808 kick?
Well,
it
that's a
just
different
wasn't
thing.
sub.
That's and no. If there isn't sub and you just have a
Or
kick
sub bass, yeah.
that just does something like this and just falls and keeps falling and keeps falling and
Yeah.
keeps falling and keeps falling.
Yeah, and it's kind of long, but not too long.
No, it's gonna be long.
Oh, you're just gonna go full 808.
This
We get rid of the click.
is big room.
Not that one. The end. Yeah. I hate
Yeah.
that fucking default click.
Oh yeah, the default click's bad.
destroys me.
Yeah, it's worse.
So yeah, this
Right.
is this is basically how I made my kick. I just made like what I imagined a big room kick if it was just a kick, like just doom doom, just a big thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then just shortened it up.
Yeah, I feel like it almost just makes more sense to do that. Like, what if we just
See,
stopped using separate?
that sounds nice.
Yeah, tighten it up.
Yeah,
You
that
got
sounds-
a cute little puncher, and it's still
Perfect.
big.
Yeah, sounds
If
great.
we just stopped using a separate sub bass entirely and just made, because how long can you go in kick 2? What is the longest?
Oh, this is a thing that
3 seconds.
John Hopkins said.
Oh, really?
He was like, if you just take the time to make kicks that are also your bass,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
then
feel like that makes so much sense.
it's easier. He was like, it's easier.
I don't
Yeah.
think. It's
Well, okay. You mean I got to make a kick and sub for every single song? This is so
Yeah.
annoying.
yeah,
That is
and
that
like
is true. Yeah. It's weird.
sure, there's points where like you don't have to worry about sidechaining the bottom end because it's just all one note. But what about the times where there isn't? You have to chop the kick anyways, and then add a little bit and chop it
Or
up a
even
bunch
if
of
the
times.
if the note changes and you have to pitch the whole kick up, that's gonna sound a little weird.
Ah, man.
Maybe.
John
yeah,
Hopkins
yeah,
is dope,
yeah,
though.
there's some. Plus, he also makes
he makes
make like
weird, like
long ambient
it's
healing
ambient,
music.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
different, John.
Yeah, it's definitely not
Very
fucking
different.
Healing.
bangers, dude.
Yeah, he ain't making. He's not making
No.
big room, dude.
No.
You know,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
us.
like us dude.
making all the big room.
Tomorrowland. We're coming
Folks.
for you.
Coming for you. But we're bringing in dark room. The big dark scary room.
No, it's called Tech Room, dude.
tech room. Future tech room.
Oh, that's a fun background.
Wow. Oh yeah.
Hey, somebody turn on the lights.
Oh, thank you. Oh, and it
Yeah.
happens to be daytime also when they
Yeah,
turn the lights
hey,
on.
weird.
Sick.
Yeah, it's a simulation.
Yeah. Didn't
It's one of those,
Homeboy?
indeed.
What did Homeboy say? Did he have a question?
Nah.
Oh, okay, just.
He's
talking
here for the
shit.
banter.
Nice.
So-
Let's go.
Here for the band.
The banter, I got you on the banter. So
Mm-hmm.
been like grinding out some bitwig
Mm.
things for the past couple weeks, and bitwig is the best. It's so.
If you don't know what bitwig is, it's
Scares me.
similar to that program we just looked at, but
Mhm.
different.
Mm.
Does the same thing, but cooler.
it's Ableton or Fruity Loops or Cubase or whatever, but
Or
it's
Pro
bitwig.
Tools or GarageBand.
And it's
But
more
yeah.
modern.
It's from Berlin.
It is very modern.
Oh, is it
It's
really?
Very fun.
So is Ableton though. They
I
just
didn't
don't
know that either.
advertise it, which is dumb. Of course,
Yeah.
advertise your electronic music making software.
is from the
is
best
from-
engineers in the world.
Yeah, it's from Berlin.
Yeah,
dude.
exactly.
Come on now.
Yeah, Bitwig's been a blast.
Mhm.
The amount of fun activities that come along with using Bitwig is wonderful.
Phenomenal.
And you just quickly you can be making really weird, interesting sounds.
Build the beats while we watch.
We actually do that on Saturdays.
We do that on Saturdays.
Yeah, some of them.
The only weird part about that is like we'd have to make a beat and have a conversation, which is not beneficial to the conversation.
Right. We might end up relatively building a beat later
Who
if I get
knows?
to explaining.
At
Kick.
some point, sure, yeah.
Yeah. We'll jump in the DAW at some point.
Yeah. Our Tuesdays are
we
focused
could-
on banter, though, for sure.
We could show them a couple random things that are cool about bitwig
It's true.
if they want to look at something.
Sure. Yeah.
You know.
You just want to look at bitwig.
Oh, I mean, I definitely want to look at bitwig. That's for sure. But I don't really care. I can just talk about it as
Made
well.
in Berlin,
Yeah.
Germany.
It's beautiful because you can apply randomness to everything
Mm-hmm.
and quickly and just achieve like shit would be really hard to do in Ableton, honestly.
Hmm.
Yeah, and in all the other DAWs too.
That's so weird to me.
Besides maybe like Reaper or Reason. I don't know what their like randomizing options are.
Mm.
Or Music
don't
Maker
either.
Pro.
Or Acid Pro.
Yeah, acid loop.
Yeah. Any of the cereal box DAWs. Yeah. Those are the ones for.
Cereal box DAWs.
Yeah.
Cereal Box DAWs.
that was a
It's a
thing.
good lo-fi project name.
That is a great lo-fi project.
You know what I'm saying?
Cereal box DAW.
Cereal
yeah.
box DAWs.
Dude, this is a cereal box DAW, dude.
It's a name for only producers. Everyone's like, what's a DAW?
Boom, 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 boom.
One thing you were doing on bitwig the other day is you were showing me some cool little XY modulator thing, and you had 4
Oh,
different
fuck
sounds in
yeah.
there. Yeah, you want to talk about that a little bit? Because that shit
Yeah.
is sick.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
There is a XY modulator. Basically, an XY pad is like a thing that you can drag. Like if you've ever seen a Korg Chaos pad, that's an XY pad.
Mm-hmm.
You assign effects for X and Y, and then you can do either one. Similar to this.
Always 400.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to
Little
that.
XY action
Always.
going on right here. But a little bit more going on there.
Yeah.
XY
Yeah.
pad. But you can set up basically 4 different effects chains, instruments, synthesizers, keyboards, whatever, basses, and mix between all 4 of them in like a mesh. So you could be in the middle and be listening to all of them, or you could go to just a little bit more of one, or go all the way to just one, which is really fun because you can make a sound like swirling through like 4 different other synthesizer sounds all
Right.
at the same time.
And blend and like sound like really natural.
Yeah,
Has, like,
really
a natural
weird.
change. Yeah, it's so sick.
Mhm. That's pretty weird.
It's an interesting vibe.
It's just a container, or is it?
Mhm.
It's just a container.
It's a container, yeah.
Are the instrument rack things called containers?
yeah.
Or like
yeah.
the chain thing?
Everything
Okay.
is called
Basically.
containers.
Called a
Everything
container.
is containers, and it always
Everything
has
is
been.
containers.
Yeah, that's pretty. It's pretty exciting.
Right. There it is. Nice. I lost it.
Welcome back to the program, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, this is episode 13. If you're just tuning in right now, this is the Producers Lounge,
That's
Welcome,
right.
everybody.
brought to you by Always 400.
Yep. And this episode is actually sponsored by Pornhub.
Oh.
Great.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Go to Pornhub, start your membership.
That's
type
how we
in,
got this
Always
fancy
400.
new camera.
That's how we got this fancy
Yeah,
cam.
Austin did a little vid, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
What's up,
Modulator.
Arcane?
Did you not want to pull it up and show people?
Sure, we can.
Yeah. And then also.
I just wanted to let you like explain it out.
Okay.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I was kind of trying to buy time so you could pull it up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Read our minds, Caleb.
Nice.
We're-
Not today.
We're a professional show.
It's 100% professional show.
Yeah, modulating ADSR is a fucking super fun thing. That's actually something my buddy AT has been really hyped on, who may or may not still be in the chat.
Yeah, modulating ADSR is sick.
Mm-hmm. He's been learning about LFOs recently, or like the LFO in Ableton, where you can just like add it to anything, you know. And he's been hyped on doing it on like the decay, on like chords. So you
Oh,
get,
yeah,
like,
that's a
tight
good way
ones
to
and-
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
And it's
Especially
fun.
if you're mud pieing.
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
pretty great for that sort of thing because you
Mm-hmm.
can sit there and have it doing like fast and short and long wobbles and just kind of going all over the place. Yeah, so there it is. So you can slam a bunch of shit in there.
So each one of
Beautiful.
these A, B, C, and D's is a little
Effects chain.
effects chain. So let's
And
add.
synthesize instrument rack, basically.
And
So
funny
the-
enough, real fast, Ableton has one of these just for 2 things, and no
Right.
one ever uses it. I've never seen anyone use it.
Really? They do?
Or wait, no, it's just Serum, actually. Serum has it. They have that little...
Are you talking about over here, the X shaper?
No, it's like literally, it's a box that looks just like that in the container. It's like in your little effects rack window.
In Serum?
Yeah. Not in Serum, outside of Serum, in Ableton.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
yeah. No. It's in all instruments, basically. It's just right. Every time you drop anything,
Yeah.
it will just, yeah. Of
Yeah,
course,
do it real fast just so
both
you can
of
see
these
it.
things don't have Serum.
And I've literally never seen anyone use it.
Yeah, I've never used it.
I know,
Right
Sam.
here.
Yeah, that.
Oh,
So you can
that
this and
thing.
this.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
gotcha.
also an XY pad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can set it up to be whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
thing.
I remember seeing it for the first time and being like, "Oh, cool."
I know, right?
Never touched it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I've
was like,
never seen
that's-
anyone ever.
No,
Ever.
no.
What in the world?
Is that
it's-
weird? Yeah.
What? You're blowing my mind right now.
One
honestly.
thing you got to do is you got to like configure some things
Yeah. You have
Is
to
that
like,
so
how
they're
it works?
configured,
yeah, you have to like
and
add it.
now you have your things.
What?
I know, right?
Yeah,
And it seems like a thing that
Can-
like could be kind of cool, but like it's just no one
but
fucks
this
with it.
this is better
This is different.
because you
this
can
is
have
not
4.
effects.
Yeah,
This is
this-
synthesizers.
Yeah, this is synthesizers.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're gonna do here,
Load up 4 different synthesizers.
we're gonna pull up 4 different serums with random pads on them.
There you go.
And bear with us, folks, if you're just listening on audio. We're hooking up a bunch of serums to an XY pad.
Yep. Send us your bears so they
Oh
can
my
bear
goodness.
with us.
I'm honestly not sure why anybody wouldn't be having a blast right now.
I know,
I'm
this is
having-
great.
Great.
I'm enjoying
having
it.
an absolute blast right now.
Yeah.
Mainly because my Windows 98 skin for my serum is...
I hate it so much.
Oh, it's the best.
I appreciate the vibe of what it's trying to be, but I can't see anything.
Well,
Even if I was like right there, like
you're
at my computer.
blind.
No, not even that. It's just
You're-
like it's just hard to see everything.
And a vital.
Maybe it's just because I'm blind. It's probably that. But
Sorry, folks, you can't see this. Don't worry about it.
They
Fine.
can't?
No, I was making
Joking.
a joke.
Gotcha.
Pad.
That's good.
Always.
Analog pad. Sure. So now it's playing a little bit of everything.
It's evenly playing everything.
that's a sick pad. Welcome.
Okay, Elohim.
So this is one.
Yeah, so put like a randomizer
Oh yeah.
on the there's like the little knob button
Yeah, I want to see what the
that's
randomizer.
like 2 up from the modulator area. So where you click to go to the modulators, yeah, there you go. You just
Modulator.
apply it to
Modulator.
both of those. Make sure it's bipolar, which is the it's the plus sign right next to the knob you were just turning.
This?
Nope. That.
Oh, I couldn't tell that's supposed to.
Be careful though. It acts a little bipolar sometimes. You never know where it's gonna go.
Yeah, you got to do like the smoothing and make it kind of slow to kind of. You got to finesse it, you know.
finesse it.
Right now, you're just applying. Oh, okay.
There you go, folks.
I vaguely understand
Yeah.
what's happening, but it's cool. I
Oh,
like.
that was nice.
Yeah, that was
actually.
sick. Welcome to the cyber utopia.
This is like, there's no effects. Well, I guess they each have their own little bits of effects on them. It's pretty nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right? It's fucking so
Yeah,
sick.
I want to like get some crystals and
You are sitting on a mossy
connect
green
with
knoll.
my inner dick or whatever you do.
Oh, God. Pull up your tapestries, put them on the wall, get some incense going.
This program is literally the best, though.
Seems like it.
Anyway, got all those modulators on the side, and you just fuck with things.
Yeah, these things right here, folks, they're literally on everything. Everything you pull up.
every single thing.
Look at this. We can add
To
an
the
LFO. LFO. Boom, to the vital. Let's just put it on that. Now it's just happening.
Beats per minute.
Who knows what that's for? But that's what I'm saying, folks. Can you do that in Ableton in 5 seconds?
Nope.
No.
Takes at least
Without
7.
it crashing?
Or 10.
No. Right, and to like map it times a million throughout your whole track.
Yeah,
Right.
no, this is way faster.
It's
Right.
so
Without a
crazy.
doubt faster.
It's
Just
so
this
crazy.
alone, being able to randomize stuff on the fly, Ableton cannot do that. Most plugins
Not really
can't
very
do
well.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Crazy.
in Ableton, I would do basically the same thing. Use a random LFO with random on and
Mm-hmm.
assign it, and I mean, it's close to the same speed, but nowhere near as good.
Right, yeah.
And there's not only a random, there's also many other
Yeah, there's a bunch in there.
sick ways to modulate things.
Yeah.
There's like 5 LFOs. There's a bunch of different ADSRs.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, so you get the envelopes if you just wanted to envelope, LFO if you wanted to stay consistent.
Yeah, and
Interesting. That's cool.
all the ADSRs like follow the input or the audio signal. So
Oh,
there's no
okay.
need to like find an envelope follower, something that's gonna like follow what's
The
happening.
ADSR
Oh,
follows
yeah.
audio too.
It just does it.
Yeah, I hadn't even tried
It just does it.
because I was just like, yeah, it's not gonna work very good.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
It just works good.
It just works.
Is there like a threshold or something?
I can't remember.
That seems so crazy.
Because it's literally the exact
It does,
same as
right? It really
the
does.
Other one. Yeah, it's this.
Right? Can you do it on like a drum break or something?
I don't know. I haven't tried. I
that'd
don't know
be
how it works on
weird.
something that transient.
Audio.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
like-
yeah. I mean,
audio in general,
I put
yeah.
it on.
You can do it within a MIDI chain for sure.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had it on. Well, on like if you have it on an effect on that audio channel, you can put an ADSR to like modulate something from the audio that's coming in.
And it's
Yeah, I even tried on something as fast as like a break
Right.
to see how it reacts. You can put it behind the screw right here.
Oh, is that where you had it?
Yeah, that's where I had it.
Nice. Nice.
Nice.
Anywho, yeah, those are fantastic.
Yeah, I gotta fiddle with that some more.
And this is actually a perfect segue.
So dope.
Unless you guys had more to say about it. Caleb,
No,
can you pull up
no.
Ableton? Cool.
Let's talk about something besides Bitwig.
I made the rack.
Ableton.
A pretty fun rack.
You made it the rack?
Yeah. And this is it's called
in the P cloud.
yeah. Yeah, Caleb knows where it is. So
I
it's
already have it.
oh.
Of course I do.
Oh yeah, cuz okay. So it's a similar concept to the thing you did, but instead of 4, it's got what was that 6 or whatever, 7. I think there's one above it. And instead of it being like modulated through the XY, they're all on their own LFO chain. So it's kind of just like pure chaos in a way. They're all at different rates. But like the idea I had was like the way that you will like strum a guitar or play an instrument, if you hit the kick the same way every time or like pluck a string the same way every time, it kind of creates a subtle variation in tone, whether that's like the transient or the body or like decay, I guess. So I was trying to make like a bell rack or like a pluck rack that did that concept where every time you hit it, it's like a subtly different tone. So I picked like 8 different.
Yeah, how'd it go?
It sounds sick, honestly. It's a little cheesy. It's not fine tuned, but I'm gonna get there.
Welcome back to the program, ladies and gentlemen.
That's what I was hearing earlier.
Yeah.
On today's segment,
So play like a consistent thing, so just so you can hear it evolve.
here, let's do this.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, especially when it's all up high. But,
Yeah, it's better in that like high section where you're at.
Will you put like a filter on it?
Get rid of the resonant stuff.
Just curious what it sounds like with a filter on it.
Cool. Yeah.
I like taking like really bright sounds and just pulling all the highs out of them.
Yeah, and it's got those like subtle little variations in it, which I love.
Deep in your mother's pussy.
So deep.
That's where you came from.
The
Go there now.
the portal for human existence. Grass. Yeah, and so this rack isn't necessarily
this
the.
reverb sounds so good, dude. Oh,
Oh yeah.
illusion.
Dude, I downloaded it and I haven't even used it yet. I gotta fucking use it. I was messing with Reverberate more.
Yeah.
That was cool.
on the path less chosen, rises one man who can save it all. But will his own shortcomings be the end of him? Find out on a new episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Buffy! That's
Does
where you go,
anybody-
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Does anybody remember Buffy? Is that anybody? Am
I
the
know
only
of
one?
him. I never.
Him?
Him.
Is it not a him?
No.
Holy
Oh,
That's
shit.
a chick.
Oh,
So you don't.
so I don't.
You
Ladies and
don't.
gentlemen,
I've
figure it
heard
out.
the name.
I mean, they made a second one in the 20-teens. I can't remember.
Oh.
But the OG one from the late 90s. Classic, dude.
Mm.
So bad. So bad.
They should make a new one with a trans woman.
So is that a dude?
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could be. It could be either. The dude.
Whatever,
Well,
whatever he
transitions
wants
of
to
the
be
girl
called, I
Technically, it
guess.
doesn't matter because she's no, she's normal. I'm thinking of the other one, the teenage witch, Sabrina.
Oh.
Right.
She's a witch, so I don't think it matters what gender she is.
Mm.
No, because
Then
there's
again-
warlocks, Caleb.
Who cares? Because
Gender
witches don't
does
exist.
matter, even in the magic world.
Yeah, but the magic world doesn't exist, so it doesn't matter.
That's fair.
That's the problem.
Oh yeah, give it a
You
fade out
tried.
one.
You tried.
Next time.
So it's not even that the rack is awesome. Like it's a fun tone. It could definitely be better. But I think it's like the concept that matters, which is like the same thing you're doing, which is just like the blending of elements is fucking so cool to me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then I was
Yeah.
thinking about like how do we take this outside of like melodic chord stuff, plucky lead stuff, and do it for like kicks or something.
Mhm.
And I was thinking to myself on a random morning, what is the next phase of kick synthesis?
Hmm.
No, okay, yeah, no. But really, take the concept and apply it to kicks now. And let's say not even you just have like a bunch of kicks randomly hitting at the same time. Maybe that would sound cool, but probably not. It'd probably just be chaos.
Mm.
But if you set up the rack in a way, do you guys remember like 2 months ago or something where I was talking about how I was breaking down the Joyride Skrillex track, and all of their kicks had a slightly different like transient top end tone. Like some of them were more
Oh,
like
yeah.
Some of
Okay.
them were like tss, like longer, and some of them were just like a tss, and then like
Right.
pitches, of course, and whatever.
Mhm.
So
I've heard
like
I've heard of people doing like a bunch of different kick tops. throughout the
Yeah.
song,
Yeah. So then you could make a rack similar to that, where it's like
where it's ever
Fading
changing
over-
a
yeah.
little bit all over time.
Yeah,
I mean,
just
you could
so
do
slightly.
that. You could do that basically with this, and then just treat everything so it just ends up becoming a little transient top, basically, and it's going to change every single time. Slightly different, but yeah, basically have this fully open, hitting a note. Or whatever, have a transient shape or afterwards, so it's getting all plucky. Filter it, do whatever you have to do to make it sound like a kick top, and then every time it hits, it's going to be slightly different.
Yeah, or just build like a little bit of a kick rack. Oh my god.
yeah, get a kick rack, get some fucking like the 127.
Almost got
Kinda
way too
thing.
inspirational.
Yeah.
Like a kick rack that just basically does. You have separate things doing white noise, click key sound, and your sub and your whatever for your kick sound that you want to do, and then have it with it just like subtly modulating
In between
like
different
decay
parameters.
time and whatever else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overdrive amounts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Super small, subtle things. But you'd have to, all those changes would have to be deep in the processing chain so that it's like the overall thing just maybe opens a little more. And like, yeah, the timbre's different. Other than
Yeah,
that, there's
right.
no change like
Yeah.
to it. You don't get like more bottom end. You don't get like more crispiness. It's just a different crispiness. You know, it's all really controlled by the time it
It's like in that
by the
same little
time it
frequency
exits.
band, but it's just like subtly.
Yeah,
like,
it's just you're getting different flavors each
yeah.
time,
Yeah.
which honestly would be pretty easy in Bitwig.
Probably. Yeah.
Just
saying.
Just saying.
Really, like
Gonna hear that a lot in here.
3 randomizers.
I know
guys.
from now on. Yeah.
Right. Right. Just like a couple of randomizers and your job is done. You only need one, really. Because it's not like it's doing the same randomness on everything you apply it to.
In Bitwig.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure it does different randomness to
Oh, that's
everything.
insane. What?
Per random thing.
Right. Yeah.
And it's random on every single thing that you put it on.
Wow,
it's
that's
different.
fucking that. See, that makes sense. Yeah, it's just a pure random thing.
Yeah, it's
that makes sense.
ultimately random. It's
Yeah, so if you put it
gorgeous.
on a synthesizer with unison on it, it randomizes all the unison guys.
Mm-hmm.
So it randomizes
Cool as fuck.
6 different oscillators doing the pitch that are already getting detuned by the unison property within the synthesizer.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I
Stop
could be
it.
wrong.
Make
Could
me
be
all
wrong.
hot and bothered.
There's also some kind of like chord. There's like voice stacking kind of something going on with Bitwig that I haven't fiddled with yet. But it's a thing where you can be like, I don't know. You can stack multiple of the same. I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know what it is.
Get back
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll explore it. I'm
Hi, Quirky
explorer.
Turtle.
I'm an explorer.
He's an
Guys,
exploratory.
I'm basically Lois and Clark out here.
Oh yeah, right.
Did you say Lois?
Yeah.
Oh my
God, the pow is out.
The
Lois
pow
and
is out.
Clark.
That's kind of a fun little like house project. Lewis
Lois
and Clark.
No, it's Lois and
It
Clark.
could, or Lois and Clark. You can go that way too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's Lois and Clark.
Lois and Clark. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Like everybody's like, "Oh, dude, we're going to see Lois and Clark."
Oh my
and
God.
no, it's Lois and Clark. Duh, dude, they're from Boston.
It's Lois and Clark.
Everyone
Exploring
knows
the
this.
mountains,
Exploring the universe.
the universe, on
All-
spaceship Earth.
all the way down to Casca, down by the bay. I don't know how to do a Boston accent. I'm sorry, guys.
be right
I know,
back,
I'm
guys.
sorry. Okay.
Hold the fort.
Okay.
What are you doing?
So Bitwig, he's peeing.
Okay. That's not grabbing a drink, which is what I was hoping for.
Oh, are you out? Here. I just opened it. I got water over here, so I'll survive. You don't have another beverage.
Okay.
I'll grab a beer after. So, folks, if you're just tuning in, once again, this is episode 13.
Always 400.
Presents the Producer's Lounge. Episode 13. Hey, it's not working.
I'm having a hard time over here. here.
Oh, there it is. So, thank you guys for tuning into the program. We are relatively wrapping up. So I think, if you don't mind, doing a little kick sidechain checkage for people who don't know how to do that.
Oh, show?
Yeah, just in
that sounds
Ableton.
great. That sounds fantastic.
So that people can see how that works.
Let's do a quick...
I would do it in bitwig, but
nobody will recognize anything.
Well, also the way the waveform is shown, it's really going to throw people off.
Yeah.
It took me staring at it for like an hour until I was comfortable.
It's fair.
The waveform's all weird?
Yeah, it's different.
It looks weird.
It displays it like Pro Tools and Cubase does with like negative and positive thick lines. It's weird. I'll show
That's
you.
kind of cool. I didn't know there was another way that people even displayed waveforms. I'm kind of curious.
So
I didn't know it was a thing.
let's do this real quick, folks. We're going to send you all over to Ableton.
Always 400.
There we go. So we're in here. Let's grab a quick section. Let's keep it at that tempo. Boom. Boom, boom. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. That's a 3-second long kick, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. King Boomy. Anyone in the chat get that joke? ATU, you still here, please? Get the joke?
Okay. So this is... We got to get...
What are we doing now?
I'm going to show you how I reference kicks and subs together with like sidechain and shit.
Oh, sick. Okay. I like.
First, we need... Do you guys remember what the operator preset is called? It's like good 808. Is it
Hip hop
Hip-hop sub.
Hip-hop sub.
And it changed
only
with
one I know.
Ableton 11, though.
they changed it?
Yeah, no, I
think
think they
so.
just took it out completely.
Try sub. Try and just search sub and then look in that same area.
Sub sign base.
That one?
Yeah, I think that it is sub sign base.
Let's do this. Okay.
It's kind of fun little like squeak to it.
So we're going to look at group 2.
Took one of my beers, huh?
Mm-hmm. Actually, I did, and then I gave it to him.
Nice. That's fine.
I thought you had just opened one.
I did. Yeah. I don't care.
Oh, okay. Then why? I was like, what?
I just noticed and I was like, oh.
So now we can see our stuff happening. So I'll basically just do this. That's what I'll do a lot.
Yep.
So I'll just sit
Just
here
to reference.
with a section. Let's move us
Look at that chunk.
up here into the corner. Look, it looks great.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm going to turn down Ableton just a little bit so that we're not killing everyone.
Word. Yeah. Good call.
So I'm going to put... Imagine this bass is in your sidechain group, and this sidechainer is on that whole group. And I know it's going to be slightly screwed up right now.
You could just do quarter notes.
Yeah, but I'm going to want to change it because I want it faster. But we need to send it
Send it.
audio.
Easier to do in Ableton.
Yeah, apparently. Although it's still dumb, it's still faster.
Yeah.
So I'm sending MIDI, the same MIDI my kick is getting, to the shaper box in here. So I can turn on MIDI trigger, and it will re-trigger every time the kick hits.
Oh, so that's how you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Oh my
I was
goodness.
always too lazy
Oh
to
my
just
goodness.
look it up for some reason.
So now
Sounds like you still are.
so I wanted it this 'cause I wanted fucking
I only use
fast.
Shaperbox for house stuff anyway. Even though I should just use
Wait.
it.
What? Why are they going twice? There's only one trigger.
Oh, never mind.
Go to the LFO. Yeah, it's the third one down. The beat one shot.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Thank you. Okay.
Also, you're playing the other channel that was on already.
Thank you.
Quick side note,
Okay.
because I'm going to forget. I'm sorry, Caleb.
You're good.
Do you guys know if there's a sidechain plugin that does like a pre-sidechain? So it ducks everything out a little bit before your kick would start?
It's called the delay plugin.
Oh, and you just...
Yeah, the thing that I'll show
Wait,
you
no,
here
no, no.
too.
Would a delay work? Because you're just moving the sidechain back.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about like cutting out the audio slightly before your kick hit, cutting out all
No,
the
what
audio.
you should do is you delay everything else. So your kick,
delay everything
yeah, your
else.
kick and your drums are fine. And what we'll usually do is throw a delay on the sidechain group, so everything just gets delayed by 5 milliseconds, which is how long it takes for the LFO to go down. So technically, everything is getting
Everything's getting a hard 5 millisecond delay.
so that so it's already going down by the
Everything
time.
except for the drums.
Yeah, because right here,
But then isn't your kick just hitting before the sidechain?
yeah, that's no, your sidechain is
The
Well,
side
how's the
chain,
explanation
the
for
side,
this?
the side chain is being triggered by a kick sample, and
Yeah.
the thing that gets in the way of your kick and your bass together is when they hit together. You know, so if you don't put a delay in there, then for the time that it takes for it to take the volume out, your bass already hit, so you get a click right before the kick hits.
Mhm.
Right? So you push everything slightly backwards, and then you can you have
Yeah.
as much room as you want, really, to pull
Technically.
that out.
yeah.
Oh,
Like
okay,
this.
that makes perfect sense. Yeah, okay, so
Yeah.
let's just say like the default
I was
compressor
showing
setting
John this
is...
the other day when we were collabing. He was like,
Oh, nice, yeah.
interesting. I've never seen anybody do that before."
Yeah,
It
you
works
actually set
wonders.
that up in my
Yeah.
Ableton template like a year
Right,
ago,
yeah.
and I
Right.
never understood why.
You're like, "What is
now,
going on
yeah,
here?"
yeah. But now I get it because like it has that 2 millisecond attack time. Let's just say, so you delay everything 2 milliseconds, so you don't. Get
And then
the-
you put the that thing after, but it's being triggered
By the
in the kick time.
in the
Yeah.
kick time. Okay, yeah.
So it's
Oh.
being delayed, and then the kick hits, and it has a moment to duck everything before
Right.
that
It-
one
it-
happens.
it gives it the
Sick, that's
necessary
so
time
sick.
to jump this time that's right here
yeah.
that you can't really tell, but you can look at if you hold it down. You can see down all the way down at the bottom of the plugin. It says X:0.005, and then we'll just set this delay beforehand to 5 millis. Good to go. No feedback.
And if you wanted to, you could throw that same delay plugin on your drums
yeah,
to
sure.
then align everything directly up at the same spot. And it might work even better. But
Oh,
I never do because I kind of like everything just sitting a little bit late
Yes,
of the
just a
drums.
yeah.
It's
kinda
just like
fun.
a little
Gives it
bit
that,
of an
like,
error.
Swagger, like
It just gives it a little bit of an error.
yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
slightly not
Yeah.
so computered.
That's so cool. I love that.
So back to this.
Really nerdy.
I'll
I
basically
know.
All of this actually
God.
really nerdy.
basically just have this running.
Oh, look Look at that. You
wall.
lined
We
it up
pulled out so you
fast.
can see the kick only before the bass comes in. Oh no! Oh.
What, like that?
Well, it's just a
I
little
just
guy.
meant to drag the side chain out, so it was side chaining past the kick.
Mm.
There we go. Yeah.
So
and
yeah,
that's where the bow tie comes in.
right. But
Mhm.
there's the problem of if you have too much kick in there or too much bass. Go to amp.
Yeah, just boost the bass.
Now
Exaggerate it for me.
when you try and bring this back, you'll never get that to mesh right.
Do a less steep slope.
If I can not click on. Oh my god, Shaperbox is the worst with that. Why is there another one? See how you get these giant peaks here?
What if you do like a longer
Give me my thing back.
attack? Weird. It really just doesn't. Why is that a thing?
It just
Because ideally, it's doing the same thing, just in a different time
yeah,
frame,
but
right?
in actual tracks, no professional track has a kick that sounds like this, unless you're making like trance. Like this is way too much. Like we pull up a EQ or whatever, it's coming all the way back to like 30.
God. Literally, all
40.
of my tracks have been doing
38.
this forever.
Yeah, when you could,
I'm learning so much right now. It's great.
you just bring it out. Now we're hitting 65. Way better.
Cool. Yeah.
Like it's okay, like you're still gonna get, like that's still gonna thump you when you're in your car and you crank it up. Like it's still gonna hit like you think it's bass because it is bass.
Yeah,
It's
it
below
is.
100.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know?
that's still sub hitting.
It's
Yeah.
just not.
like when you're at the club on a giant system and it's blasting 120
you
decibels at you. Like,
You don't need all this bottom area of your kick.
so, but like we talked about, unless you're doing the kick on its own, that's the important part. If
Or
you're trying to
like-
mix it with the sub, then that's not okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know what song you'd have with this much kick.
Dude, it sounds sick. You'll make it work. You'll figure out how to make it work.
I mean, I thought so until I started trying to reference my tracks to like professional tracks and shit. I'm like, no
That's
one's
fair.
kick is this long. No one's
fair.
kick.
I would use a second bass, like a sub bass, if I want it to be
Yeah,
really long.
Right. Exactly.
Almost
Because I
always.
want
I just kind of like it to be different. Anyway.
and I want my kick to be the kick. I just want it for transient's sake. And then if I want boom, yeah, I'll just add an 808. It's easy because you can just do this.
Yeah,
put it in
and I
here.
totally get what you guys are saying, but I want to find a way to make like just a huge boomy kick and
You-
find a
you
way to
c-
make it make sense.
You can. You just mix it with a dope 808 like this. Telling you, man, because that gives you the liberty.
That is
to,
what it is.
That gives you the liberty
Kinda.
to do double kicks to like do doom without a doom. You know, because then they'll just constantly interact with each other. Unless you go in and you clip the audio and you go do all the meticulous things, which is fine, but I doubt you're gonna do it because I'm not even gonna do that. That's like
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make a kick that I can do that without having to go back and
Yeah.
touch
And
it
honestly,
again.
it does make more sense to do it this way. Because then not only do you get the clean waveform, you get to control the length, whereas like kick
Right.
2 only went for like 3 seconds or whatever.
Right.
Not that you're going to need an 8-second kick or whatever, but you have that just the chunk.
But something like
Okay,
this.
so-
Get this bad boy lining up super nice.
That is quite the curve right there.
I know, right? But it's perfect.
And another way to make this work is you got to have your kick and your sub, obviously, like volume mix. I usually have my kick like just slightly louder. Just
Yeah, a little louder.
Pops through
Yeah.
just a touch.
Just a skosh.
Yeah. So,
yeah. And then that is what I'm looking for. Like that looks nice. It's got a little bit, but I've seen professional tracks that are worse than that.
yeah,
Oh,
same.
yeah.
Like just super bad. And I'm like,
Yeah.
wow. If I can make the kick go into the sub like that, I should have no problems. I
Mhm.
should have a super clean bottom end.
Mhm.
And so far, it's been like that with house.
It's been pretty good.
If I can make it look like that.
Nice. So let's say your kick was slightly louder than your sub right there. In the mastering process, wouldn't it just squish it again? But that's okay because you want it to squish.
It's
in the
gonna
mastering?
add. It's gonna add tone.
Distortion.
So yeah. So if we do
It's gonna
this,
distort it. Yeah.
and then let's. Oh yeah, it's in a group. So let's add an L2, folks. Your favorite. Talking to chat, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is their favorite.
It is. Yeah, chat's
So
going
you,
nuts.
so you can already hear the kick got all distorted.
Yeah.
It's like a little toot where you can do this and then slowly bring it down.
Yeah, and it's just a fat boy.
So then
The
ideally,
waveform looks really weird.
I know. I think it's because it like got delayed, so now it's like all fucking weird. I don't know what's happening there.
that's weird.
It has to
There we
do
go.
with the kick. Oh yeah, or the sub like having to reset at the end because it just is going straight.
Oh yeah.
So then what you just did with the limiter stuff then? So you wouldn't even want to ideally mix it with the kick being louder. You want to just keep it fucking chonk mode. Just sine wave. Right?
Yeah. Wait. Say in the
Depends.
beginning part again.
So you wouldn't want your kick sub to be a little bit louder than the sub? You'd want it to just be a flat?
No, I mean ideally you kind of want it pretty flat. Of course, it's all going to be dependent once you start adding stuff on top of it. But for the most part, yeah, you want it kind of a steady, constant thing.
Okay.
Because that's the foundation of the whole mix is the bottom in there.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing when you're looking at the spectrum, folks. This could be backwards for you. Going from the high end down to the bottom end, like you want those fundamentals sitting at the bottom to be sitting in a range. You want them sitting between like -3 and -7. Like you want the sub to never go like below. When it comes in, it's somewhere in that little range, and then it dips out.
Yep.
And it's off. It's when it's out of there, it's off. When it's on, it's somewhere in this little tiny like 5 decibel range, and that's it.
Okay.
That's all it gets. It gets to be binary,
Cool.
on or off.
Cool.
Everything else gets dynamics. Sub does not get dynamics unless it's a sub drop, which it's not really dynamics. You're just
I'll do a slight
Like
amount
an
of
808.
dynamics with my subs.
yeah, but my dynamics are like 5 decibels maybe.
Sure.
Like it's really
Like right before it comes back in again? Or
just
are you saying,
in
like just during
just yeah, just while looking at
Maybe
the
you have
spectrum.
like a main like beat section that you want to be a little bit less.
Yeah, sure. But
than
in the
your
heat,
main-
in the heat of the moment of
Right,
like the drop,
it's
it
right
should be
there.
just sitting
Oh,
in this
right.
little
Oh, yeah.
dynamic range, basically, is
yeah.
what I'm saying. So I guess dynamic range as opposed to, which you can achieve that with, the bitwig. The dynamics is the best because it's got a bottom and a top, and you can tailor them super nice, and it sits in there so much better than multi-band compressor in my
Really?
opinion. Yeah, and it's so much easier to like
Really?
work with
Oh.
because it just
I
I
need to
don't know.
fuck with that more.
It's
Yeah.
sick. Sick. Ladies and gentlemen, we have it seems we've officially reached the end of episode 13.
It's
Absolutely.
about that time.
Holy smokes. Can you believe it, folks?
Producer
Oh.
Lounge. We came, we saw,
We had some gems.
We love
Yeah.
you all.
That was a
we
good night.
graped.
We graped
We
hard.
Dude, it's going to grape you right in the mouth.
Yeah, we're graping you so hard.
That's a whitest kid you know joke. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Go
Click the
ahead.
like button.
Smash that like button. Don't
Yeah.
click it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You can
Smash
click
the bell.
Click the subscribe. And we'll see you guys soon.
Yeah, all the things.
We love you all.
Love
Goodbye.
you all. Always400.com.